Hello, and welcome to the All Things Narrative podcast, where we explore the relationships between the stories we love and the stories we live. I'm your host, Derek Hatch, and let's get started.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, baby.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We are here at the All Things Narrative podcast back at the top of the month. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I have a special guest in the house that I'm going to introduce to you in just a second. I just want to let you guys all know that if you enjoy what we do here at All Things Narrative, check out allthingsnarrative.com, where you can learn more about our coaching. You can learn about our workshops, classes, events, more podcast episodes, lots of exciting things going on. And yes, we are all about stories here because we believe that stories is how we make sense of the world around us. And we take our experiences and we story them in a way. We put them into a narrative so that we can find meaning in life. And so if any of that stuff resonates with you, then buckle up, because we are doing an episode about the story of a man who created a story that is resonating and compelling and inspiring. And so I'm super excited to bring on the podcast the one and only Thomas Wilson III.
The third. Don't forget the third.
The third. Can't forget it. So let me tell you about this guy. So Thomas Wilson is the founder of the Hood Library, which their tagline is creating books the Hood can relate to and learn from. And so in this episode, we're going to learn more about the Hood Library and how he started that. And we're going to learn about what we might call the foundation of the Hood Library, which is your first book.
Yep.
And so Thomas is also an author as well, and his first book was recently released. And so we're going to dive into that today too. But above all, Thomas Wilson is also a dear friend of mine.
Yes, sir.
And so I am so excited to have you here because, Thomas, we go back all the way to, I think, 2016.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So we were in a summer camp together, and I heard rumors about this guy who was going to be coming on, and I was like, all right, let me meet this guy. And when I met you, I was like, oh, this guy gives me a run for my money with hype. And oh my gosh. So
crazy.
I didn't have to carry it alone, right? So we'd be coming in at like 8 o'clock in the morning, turn up, hype ready. Everybody else is like, I haven't had my coffee yet.
I'm like, wake up.
Wake up.
Let's get it.
Summer camp, that's right.
Hold on. I got to tell you about Derek, how I first met Derek, man. So we was doing a little summer jam at Urban Youth Impact, and I met him, and the theme for the summer was like superheroes.
Yeah, Summer of the One True Hero.
So it was like the whole room was decked out with superhero themes and wallpapers and stuff. And Derek, like every week he had on like a new costume, like a Spider-Man costume. Like it was everything, man. I was like, man, this man goes all in. Like, I mean, you would think like he was putting on a performance for the whole city. It was like 20, 30 kids, and he was going all in, putting this all into it, man. So Derek is the real deal.
You're too kind, man. You're too kind. Yeah, those summer jams were fun. Like the memories looking back on them, right?
So much.
We actually spent a couple of years. We wrote curriculum together.
Yep.
So we got to write about. We did a curriculum on Exodus.
Yep.
We did the revision of the superhero, because that was my last summer jam. I was like, I want to do the superhero thing again, but I want to do it with, more up to date with the films that have come out, and and
we did a
take
skit.
My skills. Oh yeah, the skit. The skit is out there on YouTube somewhere. You have to find it, but it is out there. Where Thomas,
y'all would never guess what
Thomas
character
is playing.
I was.
Yeah, I'm in it. You obviously know who I am in the skit, but you gotta look it up to see who Thomas is in it. Yes. Because oh my gosh,
guess who I was.
It's so great. That was like the best possible summer to end on working there, because I was just like, yes.
Good time.
That was good times, man. Good times. So so Thomas and I have some history, right?
Yeah, man.
Thomas, it's been amazing to see you grow, because we both have that passion and that heart for teaching, right?
Yep.
We both
Yep.
really enjoy getting to connect with people there.
Hands down.
And so there's a lot of things that we've learned from each other over the years. And one of the ways I'm really inspired by you is that one of my bucket list life goal items is to publish my own book, which I'm going to set a goal. I haven't said this on the podcast yet, but I'm going to set a goal to have my book released by December 2024. December 2024.
Let's get it.
I'm putting it out there, y'all. I have been working on a book, not a long book, but something.
Oh yeah.
And December 2024. And part of my urgency is like I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you do it. And we had this idea where we met at Starbucks last year and you were telling me these early, things you were writing for this book. And then before I know it, I look on social media and I see like, oh my gosh, he did it.
Yeah, bro.
Like he's doing the book launch and everything.
Had to follow through.
Yeah. So what I'd love to hear, Thomas, is where did this come from? This inspiration to want to write a book. So first off, kind of a two-part question here. So where did the initial idea, the story, right? Where did all that come from? And of all the mediums that you can use to tell a story, why a book? Why a novel?
Yeah. So, man, it's really like the inspiration for the book kind of came in pieces. So like one of the main pieces, like, I mean, like, me for a long time now, and I've always taught students, always taught them the Bible. And like one of the most fascinating things I love about Jesus is like he likes to tell stories. He likes to tell parables.
Yes.
So like I really incorporated that in the way that I teach as well. So I will always start a sermon with a story. And then like as the years went on, I started to make the stories like kind of like realistic.
Yeah.
Right. Like it wasn't just about me, but it was like a fictional character.
Yeah.
But the character was like real. And I remember one time I had told a story at the outreach. And like as I was telling it, like every student was like zoned in, like they was into the story.
Yeah.
So like throughout the years, like I've kind of noticed this like gift that I have to tell stories.
Yeah.
And then a couple people like within the last few years have been like telling me like, dang, Thomas, like you are really good at telling stories. Like you really have a gift. So I never really thought about it that much, but like a couple years ago, like I had this like dream to write a book. Like my post last year when I turned 26, I was like something like I'm 26 and I'm gonna write a book at 30. Right. And it was just like this little thing that I just put as my caption, but like it ain't really mean anything. But like that kind of like stirred this desire to write a book. So like as time went on, right, I really got into like I started like reading the Psalms, and like just like observing like how David wrote his life story out, right, in these books and in his poetry. And I was like, man, like it's something powerful about writing, right? And then like that also came around the time when I was kind of like thinking through like, man, like I preach about the Bible, I tell students about Jesus, but like it has to be more than that, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, like it has to be more than just like the gospel, like in the sense of like the gospel encompasses a lot of things. Like it's not just like salvation, like I'm giving my life to Jesus, bam, like I'm good. It's like no, like, okay, like how am I supposed to operate as a husband? How am I supposed to operate as a mentor? How am I supposed to operate as a father? Right? Like there's different aspects that we kind of like gotta like grow in.
Well, and a lot of Christians have this idea of the gospel that's very transactional or very bullet point, right?
Yes.
So it's just, all right, here's the 3, 4, 5 main points. You know, do you agree or not? Sign on the dotted line. All right, great. You're secure. And, the idea of the gospel actually being a story that you enter into, right? It's a way of life. It's a pattern. And it's a pattern that transforms you over time.
Yes. Yes.
And so you identify yourself with a narrative, and we all have narratives we identify ourselves with, even if you're not a Christian or you don't consider yourself religious. We all have narratives that we identify ourselves with. So so I think that's a great point that you brought up there.
Yeah, and then that just kind of just tapped into the desire. Like I was like, man, like I've poured into so many students growing up. Like I've poured into my taught them the Bible. I discipled them. I showed them how to do ministry. But now I was like, man, like a lot of them are growing up and just like doing like menial jobs and like not feeling successful, not feeling like they've achieved anything. And I was like, man, like I want to do something about that. Like I want to do something about like this hopelessness and this desire that like, man, like kids are growing up and they graduate high school and they don't go to the NFL or the NBA and they feel like failures. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's speak on that for a second, because when we were working with kids, you know, we had a slogan of dream big.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so we had lots of kids that would say like, you know, I'm going to be in the NBA, be in the NFL, right? I'm going to be a famous influencer on YouTube, you know, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, we know the reality. It's a lot harder, right? And I think this is just kind of a sidebar, but I feel like we don't, as a society, do a good job at trying to paint a picture of what those expectations, right?
Let's talk about it.
Because if you want to be like a Michael Jordan or a Kobe or a LeBron, right? They work hard. Like they didn't just get there.
Man, they work
hard.
And they had connections. Like connections is huge.
Even like the influencers that people look up to, right? There's editing, there's recording, there's an investment in time and resources, right?
It's their life.
Yeah.
It's literally their life.
Right. So there's a lot of work that you have to do, you know, to get just in the door, let alone get to the top, right? And I think we do have this issue where we tell people to dream big, but we don't give them the path to reach the dream, right?
Yeah.
We don't outline, you know, what that's actually, we're not realistic about what that actually would require and what that would take. Because I do think, and this is a whole other conversation here, but I do think we lower the bar in a lot of other ways.
Come on, bro.
And then, you know, we set them up for failure.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, like for real though. Like dream big, like what's big? Right, like what is big? Right? It's like, it's big becoming famous or it's big being faithful.
Yeah.
Like it's big having 1 million followers or it's big contributing to society and making a difference.
Like
you feel me?
Yeah,
like,
of course. You got to redefine that.
Yeah, like we just tell students, like, I mean, like, you know, like when we grew up, like we was always asked, like, what you want to be when you grow up? And it's like, we would say like firefighter, like we would say like NBA
We're
player.
Millennials. We can be anything we want, right?
Anything
we want.
But then when you graduate high school and real life hits you in the face, it's like, dang, like, I'm not really that good at what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah. No, listen, that's real. You know, like I thought I was going to be this professional rock band drummer, you know, and all that stuff. And I'm a great drummer. I do a lot of things with drumming.
Y'all. Phenomenal.
Oh, thanks. It's a hard world out there, you know?
Man, it's hard.
There's lots of people that are great at things that aren't big or famous.
Yes. So like, man, like that, like that idea, right? Had just been sitting in my heart for a while, right? And like I did some small steps. So like I did a little leadership, little like class thing, at one of the neighborhoods that we do outreach at, with some students. And I was kind of like throwing out some ideas with them on this same aspect, right? It's like, man, like to be successful, like you got to put in work, you got to do certain things, and like I don't want to just tell you to put in work, like I want to actually help walk you through some steps you can take to put in work, right? So I was trying to put some like action behind like the passion in my heart. And then like just like one day I was like, well, how about I like kind of like unravel this in a story?
Yeah.
And I was like, And then I just started writing, bro. Like I just started writing.
And so, like, when you started writing, did you have any idea of what you were doing, what the characters were going to be? Did it all just come?
Bro, it's so funny though, because like, all right, so like, you know, like you've seen this part of me like a little bit, right? It's like, bro, I can be a major perfectionist.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could be like a major perfectionist. So when I started writing, like and by writing, I mean like, I started like brainstorming some ideas.
Yeah.
Right. So there was this account that I saw on Instagram, called Kidlit.
Okay.
Kidlit, right? And like it's this lady, and like she gives like tips on like how to write, how to create a story,
Yeah.
like how to like outline a character and like
Right,
kind of get
right.
that stuff right there. So I did like a little free course on Zoom, right? I did a little free
Yeah.
course, like got some ideas, and then I started outlining. So like I love the outline stuff. So I outlined my character, and I kind of like, so how I started was I started with a table of contents,
Okay.
right? Because like for me, like I like to have like the map
Mm-hmm.
ready, and then like now I just got to go through each chapter and kind of like write it out, right? So I
Yeah.
had the whole map, like I had a concept of like how I wanted the whole book to go,
Yeah.
and then I just started writing. But what's funny is that like although I had my map and I started writing, like there was different things that I was like noticing that I was like, ooh, like I should change that up about like my story, or like there were certain chapters I needed to take out because but originally I think I started with 20 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's at 14 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut out 6 chapters of it 'cause I was just like, man, like that stuff just not like it's not important.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. And then I just started writing, bro. I started with the first chapter, and I was like, I'm gonna just start doing this thing because I also like I knew like I wanted to be like I wanted like I'm huge on like somebody feeling connected to a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like David, that's why I love the Psalms, because like as you read the Psalms, it's like you feel like you're in the trenches with them. Like you feel like dang, like David feeling so low, like he want to give up. Like dang, like I relate to him. So I was like,
Yeah.
I want to write the book kind of like an autobiography, right? So like I wanted to like trace this kid's life from when he's 5 up until like 25, 26. And like, I just want people to feel like they're like watching a movie for real.
Wow.
So yeah, man.
That sounds about right, though. From what I hear, is you might have an idea, a map, but then as you're telling it, you're seeing, okay, this character's here right now. This is kind of what I'm noticing about them, because the character
Yeah.
starts to take a life of their own, right? They
Yes,
start to really come
yes.
alive, and so you make decisions based on that. So
Yeah.
that sounds, I mean, to me, that sounds like part of telling a story.
Yeah.
Seeing
yeah,
where
bro.
the story goes, and it's like life. You could plan all these things out, but
Yeah.
these characters, they're gonna direct the steps.
Yeah,
So
bro.
so
For real.
walk us through a little bit. What is the story of your book?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
overarching main idea.
Main idea. So like the main idea, bro, is just like it's this kid named Travis,
Mhm.
right? And the book traces his life from 5 years old to like 26, right?
Okay.
But like he grows up in the hood, right?
Mhm.
Like Jacksonville, Florida. That's where I'm from. And like there's actually like some small parts of his life story that actually connects to like to like where I grew up and like how I grew
Yeah.
up and things like that. But
Right,
it's like it
writing a
traces
bit
life.
of what you know from your life, bring it in.
Yeah, exactly. So like it traces his life, and basically like he just goes all in, bro, and like he chases his dream, which is to play basketball.
Okay.
So like he becomes very popular. He makes it to the NBA.
Oh wow.
But like again, like my thing, like he wrestles with the concept of what is success. Right? Because like again, like students, like right, like they like I want to be an NBA player, I want to be an NFL player, I want to be an influencer, I want to do this, do this, do this, do this. But like I want it to come from an aspect of like, all right, I'm gonna give you a glimpse into that life. Like I'm gonna give you a realistic glimpse of a kid who actually makes it, becomes famous, but he realizes that, bro, something's missing. Like,
Yeah.
like dang, like because like a lot of students think that like if they become famous, like they would have achieved success.
Yeah. That's where
right?
success and therefore purpose is found.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like in the book, I'm like, okay. I'm gonna give you that portrait. I'm gonna paint that portrait for you.
Right.
But then I'm gonna let you see like, dang, like being famous ain't all that. Right? Like, yeah, I want to go too fast, but that's the summary, bro. It's just like Travis, like it traces his life from when he's 5 years old till he's 26, like he encounters all the struggles you would encounter in the hood and stuff like that. But like he makes it out, makes his NBA, And like he has like a revolutionary moment, bro. Like a revolutionary moment where he realizes what true success is. I'm not going to tell y'all what true success is. You got to read the book first.
That's right.
And then you're going to find out what it is. But he realizes what it is, and he completely changes the way he approaches life. He doesn't like give up on the fame and give up on like the NBA, but he has a totally new outlook on it, and that impacts everything else in the book.
Wow.
Everything else, bro. So the main idea of the book is, what is true success?
Yeah.
And if you think that being famous is success, then this book's going to challenge that theory.
Wow.
It's going to challenge that.
So it's a story that really challenges.
Yes.
And it challenges young people. It sounds like it's directed towards young people, right?
Yep.
And it challenges them to think about what their definition of success is.
Yes.
Right? So I love that. Now, to poke and prod a little bit.
Yeah, man.
So what has this message within this book, how has that been evident in your own life story?
Man. So growing up, originally I wanted to be a firefighter. Right? Like all little kids have these like weird little careers. Like, I mean, firefighter ain't weird, but like it wasn't what I really wanted to do, but it was like in the books and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So, but then like as I like began to like grow older and like approach like 4th and 5th grade, right? And like playing football in the neighborhood with the kids, like hanging out. Like I started to realize that I was pretty good at football, right? And my dad was a huge Florida Gators fan, right? So like our home was Florida Gators, right? So I was like, like I'm pretty good at football. Like I'll be mossing jits out there in the park and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll be like trucking people like I can tackle good, hit good. I was like, man, I got a little gift. Like what if I went and like played for the Florida Gators?
Yeah.
Like that would be dope, right? And then I was like, matter of fact, like what if I like play for the Florida Gators and then like got drafted to the Jacksonville Jaguars to play it for my hometown.
Wow.
And like got us a Super Bowl, right? And like as a little kid, I'm like, bro, I can do that. Like bro, I can do that right? So I'm like, man, when I get to middle school, I'm gonna try for the middle school team, right? So middle school come around, you couldn't try out to 7th grade. So I tried out 7th grade. I think I tried out for wide receiver, right? Got cut. Didn't make the team.
Wow.
Humiliating, bro. Humiliating, bro, at the core, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Like I'm gonna try harder next year. Like maybe I should change my position, right? Yeah. So like I knew like I was kind of quick, but I was also kind of chunky, right? So I was like, like maybe I could try for fullback next year. So 8th grade comes, try a football team, try for fullback. In the middle of practice, I run and bro, I made one mistake while running, but like all my other plays was perfect. I made one mistake. Coach said, "I'm changing your position. You're gonna get on the line." I said, "I don't want to be on the line, bro. I want to carry the football." Said, "No, get on the line." I said, "All right." So I started playing offensive lineman. I was like, "All right." But guess what? I made the team. Not at the position I wanted, but I made the team.
Right.
I said, all right, but I can do this. Let me try my best at this, right? I was a beast at O-line. Like I was short, I was chunky, but I was also quick. So I was able to block well. I was able to get under people and block well. So I did pretty good. High school come around. All right? High school come around. I'm like, bro, I had a growth spurt in 9th grade. And I lost all my baby fat. So I was skinny. I was tall. I was like, bro, I'm going for wide receiver again.
Yeah.
Try out for the team. Yeah. Get cut. 10th grade. Try out for the team. Get cut.
Wow.
And I was like, but let me try basketball because like I play basketball too. Try out for the team. Got cut.
Dang.
Bro, it was like I couldn't make the team. I couldn't do it. And like it wasn't like I was bad. Like I was good at like playing. But like, I just didn't have that grit. Like I never wanted to be like the center of attention, right? Like I ain't want to like make other players look bad so that I can get the spot, right? Like I just wanted to just like do my thing and just like hoop or like play, right? But like I started noticing that that a lot of the players like started like kind of like being like douchebags. Like it's sort of like stealing people's positions, like cutting in front of them like for routes. And I was like, I'm not finna do all that, bro. Like it's not that big of a deal to me, right? So like 11th grade, I didn't try out. 12th grade, I didn't try out. I just kind of just like focused on myself, right? So like for me, like a lot of my homeboys still wanted to go that route, and they felt like they was going to make it to the NFL, to the NBA.
Yeah.
But but in the back of my mind, like I started realizing, like, bro, like you good, but you not like, bro, like you not like Beckham, like you're not like Tom Brady, like you're not like Michael Vick, like you're not these dudes, like you're not LeBron James or Michael Jordan, like bro, like you good, but you're not that good. But they didn't want to hear that. And I was like, oh man, this gonna be bad.
Yeah.
So like even like in like my junior high school, like the wheels started turning, like, bro, like this ain't realistic.
Yeah.
Like this ain't realistic. So let me focus on something else. I started focusing on business, and then I changed my route. And then and then it just went from there. But like as a teenager, like I felt that heartbreak. Like, bro, like my dream to make it to NFL, like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like, thank God I realized that while I was still in high school. A lot of dudes don't realize that until like after high school, bro. Like we grew up with this like idea that like everyone's gonna be the next Michael Vick, everyone's gonna be the next LeBron James, everyone's gonna be the next Barack Obama, everybody gonna be the next MLK. And especially like being black, it was like everyone expected you to do big things in life.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Wow.
Like your aunties, your uncles.
That's a discourse, right?
Yes.
That's prevalent.
So like we growing up as a young black man expecting to do all these big things in life, and it's like we even believe that we can do these big things. And like I'm not saying like we can't, but I'm saying like 99% of a room of teenage, especially black teenage boys, if you ask them, hey, who in here want to go to the NFL? Who in here want to go to the NBA? Who in here want to be famous in general? Right? 99% are gonna raise their hand. But the reality is that only 1% gonna make it. Right?
Make it in that way, yeah.
Yeah, making it to like being famous, like making the NFL, NBA. And it's like, but what do you do with the other 99%? Like what do they do? Are they gonna get a job at a warehouse? They may get a job at like McDonald's, right? Like Family Dollar, like just like these these menial jobs, because like they don't feel like they've done anything in life. And it's like, bro, like if only you knew, like the purpose and the potential that's inside of you.
Wow.
And if only your view on success wasn't so stuffed inside of a box.
Yeah.
Right? Like success is bigger than being famous. Success is bigger than being the MLK, being the Barack Obama, being the LeBron James. Like, but that's a box.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
You listened to my legacy episode, right?
Yeah.
I think you texted me about that.
I
you
did.
remember when I brought up on there the young genius versus the old sage?
Yep.
It's kind of what this reminds me of, right? Because a lot of us think we're the young genius, and a lot of us want that. So to put it in sports, because I didn't talk about it in a sports way on that episode. But the young genius of sports is basically the person who makes it in college.
Yep.
College football, college
D1.
basketball, right? Yep. They make it. They go on in the NFL, NBA. They get on the trading cards. They get on all the shows, right?
Yep.
You know, they make it to the Super Bowl. And there's so few people that actually achieve that. But our culture, because of how we elevate it, propped up by the discourses of like, you're going to do great things. Like, all that stuff mixed together, right? It caters to people wanting that. When the reality for most people in the world is that we have to work our way up. And working our way up is not 5 years. It's 5 decades.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a slow and long journey where it's like, I didn't think at 19, 20, 21 years old, I was going to be like cleaning bathrooms.
Man, for real.
You know? Like, I didn't think that was going to be what I was doing.
Yeah.
Because I got to do great things.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh my gosh, this is a great thing. Because it's a perspective thing, right?
Yes.
Because because you realize, one, how it's forming you as a character. It's teaching you work ethic, right? But then also you realize, oh, my job is to enter into a mess.
Yeah.
And bring order to it.
Yep.
And make it clean again.
Yep.
Right? And it's like, oh, that's a narrative for your life. You know, you can apply that to so many things. And that discipline and learning to do it even when you don't feel like it, even if you don't want to do it, even when you're not getting paid a lot to do it, right?
For real.
There's so much value.
Bro, there's so much.
And there's a lot of stories out there that we're surrounded with where we expect we see the young genius and they make it, you know, because it sells. And we look at that.
It gets
you
ever
seen Tick Tick Boom?
Nah, I've never seen that.
About the guy who created the musical Rent. But
nah, I never seen it.
So like it shows like him creating this music, like the entire film is him creating this musical.
Yeah.
And you know, and he's 30. And so he's kind of like, oh shoot, I'm getting past my prime, which is kind of a joke, right? But in terms of creators, you bet. Like young genius creators, right? Like, so he's having this existential crisis and you see the entire film, he creates something and you expect by the end of the film that he's going to create this thing and it's going to be a big success.
Dang.
And you see how hard he works over the 2-hour runtime, right? And then he gets to premiere the show finally. So many obstacles he had to get there. Premieres the show, and then the main like critic who was there, right? She tells him, "That was a great show." But wait for it. It was a great show. Can't wait to see the next one.
Just like that.
And he's like, "Wait a minute. You don't want this? Like, you're not gonna like take the show, you know?" And she's like, "It's not good enough."
Wow.
You know, and you saw this whole.
Man, he was just so crushed.
You saw how he gave everything he had for that, and then it was just like, try harder next time. Man. Try harder next time. It's brutal. It's a brutal world out there. If you want to make it in those things, you know. Brutal.
And man,
I
want to comment on something that you had brought up. About like making it to the top, right? And and how that takes time. But it's like, I'm wrestling with this as well, bro. And like, this is why I titled the book, Who Wants to Be Famous? Because let's say you make it to the top.
Yeah.
What then? like what then? Because making it to the top, guess what? There's people that's climbing the ladder trying to take your spot.
Of course.
Right? So like, you can make it to the top, but understand that like you got to remain at the top.
Yep.
And like remaining there takes extra effort. Right? So like a lot of people like in the book, like you're gonna see like Travis makes it to the NBA, bro.
Yeah.
And like he does great, he does phenomenal. And people still come at him. Yeah. People still discredit him. But like think about people who were like the greats, right? Like LeBron James, right? Like this year, right? Like he got swept right by the Nuggets. People are already talking about how he's sorry, how he washed up. It's like, bro, like, do you understand that for most of this man's career, he's been in the finals?
Yeah.
Like just think about it. Like most of his career, he's been in the finals.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, but it's like the 1 year, like he gets swept, it's like he nobody now. And it's like that's the part about making it to the top is like now you gotta deal with the pressure.
Yeah, if your character is not there,
man,
if it's not developed, you know,
bro,
and if you don't have a life outside of that. Because a lot of where people get trapped, right? Because it's almost like the altar of success.
Yes.
So what do you have to lay on the altar in order to be successful? And sometimes there's good things you can lay at the altar, right? There's good things that you need to let go of in order to be successful. But unfortunately, much of the time, the things that get laid on there are marriages.
Yep.
Kids.
Relationships.
Man. It's people that get put on the altar,
sanity,
right?
Like, but like, why do you think all these celebrities be like killing themselves?
Yeah.
But like that's a lifestyle that's like gruesome. And Derek, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
And like this is an insider. Like nobody else knows this, y'all. One of the
ready.
main influences to my book was a documentary on Tiger Woods called Tiger. Have you seen that, bro?
I have not, but I've heard of it.
Bro, I've seen it twice. Actually, I think I've seen it 3 times, actually. Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Is it about his marriage and...
It's about his life.
Yeah.
It's about his life. Like,
Right.
when he was a kid, like, his dad had him, like doing golf since he was a baby, like, before he can even talk. Like,
yeah.
But he made it. But, like, when he made it, bro, like, bro, I can't spoil it for you.
Oh, I know. I mean,
like,
I know about his life, so.
But, bro, like, that documentary just, like, it showed me that, like, these celebrities, they look happy. They look like they're having a time of their life. Like, they're, like, at the peak of life. But a lot of times, bro, there's things happening behind closed doors that, like, that's really depressing, bro.
Yeah.
And, like, that documentary, like, made me think about, like, man, like, a lot of us want to be famous, but we don't want what comes with fame.
That's what your book is there for, though.
That's why it's
what
called
it's there
Who Wants
for.
to Be Famous? Because I want to give people a glimpse. Like, okay, you're going to be famous. And let's say you're that 1% and you make it. This is what to expect. Like this is what to expect. And if you're not the 1% that makes it, thank God. like praise him. And that's another thing, bro. Like, why does everybody gotta make it to the top? Like, why isn't the middle like as significant? But like, if you think about it, bro, in the army, right? If everyone's a general, who's gonna be the soldiers?
Right.
Right? Like, every single soldier in that rank, when they play their role successfully, it's literally as important
Right.
as everything that the general does.
It's because everyone matters, but many people believe that their value is found by being at the top, right?
Come on.
So it's like,
the value.
I don't truly matter, right?
Come on.
Unless I'm actually there.
Come on.
At the top.
Yes. I guess, bro, it's like we're not valuable unless we're like in the spotlight, right? Like I remember,
especially in this culture right now, right?
Oh, come on, bro.
I mean, you know,
let's speak about it.
Even like the little ways. Like I'll be honest. Like I look at your social media and I'm like, wow, this guy's got a following.
Yeah.
I wish I had a fifth of what he has.
Man,
I'm like, listen, Thomas TW3 is man. This guy, he's doing it, right? He's doing it. There's always somebody that's going to be further along.
Come on,
you,
bro.
Right?
Always.
And
always.
Now, you know, there's probably people that look at me and are like, wow, look at Derek, right?
Started his own business.
And it's just like, it's never ends.
It's
never gonna stop.
Bro, it's a rat race. And like, that's why you got to question yourself. Like, do I want to live a life where I'm trying to please people and get the attention of people? Or do I want to live a life that means something?
Yeah, come on.
Bro, like Derek, bro, like during the whole like Black Lives Matter time, right? Like, bro, like I was making comments and putting posts and stuff and like speaking like real stuff.
Yeah. And
people discredited me because I wasn't like marching. Like people was like, bro, like you're a sofa, what they call it? Like you're a couch watcher or something like that. Where it's like, because like I wasn't out there like speaking through a megaphone, like I wasn't like real, like I wasn't committed to the grind. Yeah. And it's like, bro, like if you lived a day with me and like followed me around as I poured into inner city students, like 40, 50, sometimes 60 hours a week, like pouring into them, like being like a role model to them, bro.
Yeah, you were living out Black Lives Matter. Living that out every day.
Literally
in the trenches.
Living it out. In the trenches, bro. Like I'm not like, bro, like a lot of people can like go and like protest and stuff like that.
They put the social media up there, right? They get the trend, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, like y'all protesting like in these neighborhoods, but like, do they even know you?
Yeah.
Like, do the kids you're like protesting for, like do they know your name? Yeah. If you go around the neighborhood that I'm at right now, West Palm Beach, Florida, and ask them who is Thomas, they gonna know who Thomas is.
Yeah,
because
course.
I'm in the trenches with them, right? So it's like I can see those comments and be like, oh man, like, because I'm not protesting, I'm not doing anything. It's like, are you serious, bro? Like, people don't see what I do, but that doesn't make what I do less significant.
Wow.
Come on, bro.
Wow. Come on, bro.
Let's talk about that. Like, it's like, you don't have to be famous to bring significance to the world and contribute to society. You, right, like, there's this guy on YouTube, I think his name was like Mr. Beast or something like that. Like he gives away tons of money to people, like blesses them. That's all cool and all. But what about dudes? Like I know some dudes that literally pays rent for people and like this blesses them with nobody else knowing. And it's like, is that less significant? Because it's not a camera following him around and like, right? Like, but is it less significant? No, it's not less significant. Like, that's very significant. But it's not about how many people see what you do. It's about what you're actually doing. The quality of the value and worth and just contribution that you bring to the world.
Yeah.
That matters.
You remember when Jesus talked about the Pharisees?
Come on.
And he said that these guys, they do their things out in public for show.
Just
right?
to be
They
seen,
give,
to be heard.
And Jesus says they have their reward. And there is a reward that's in there, right? You know, you're being seen, you're seen as significant,
Applauses.
right? Yeah, exactly. But then Jesus talks about the person who gives in secret, right? All that kind of stuff. And there's an eternal reward there. And I've always wondered, like, what does he mean by that? And I had this moment where it clicked one time where I was like, oh, the eternal reward is that becomes a part of your character.
Wow.
That becomes a part of who you
Dang.
are. You are not just a generous person outwardly.
Come on.
You become the generous
who
person.
Come on,
because a lot of life, right, is like you have an identity that you're trying to bring forth into the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And that identity requires you to act on it. And so you actually become that which you do. And there's no better way to test that, right? Like integrity is who you are behind closed doors. So there's no better way to test that than
what you do in
what
secret,
you do in
man.
secret. Yeah. And then that is who you become.
Come on, bro.
You know, even when no one's looking, you know, even if you're not getting anything in return, anything tangible return, the ultimate reward there, in my opinion, is that you become that.
Come on, bro. That's
you,
good.
You embody that.
That's good, bro.
And that becomes a part of the character that you are in your story.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what we love in stories, right?
Yeah.
That's what we love, is that transformation there.
And that's who you leave behind. Like, that's the legacy you leave behind.
Yeah.
And think about being famous, think about being known by a lot of people, is that a lot of people start to put their own images on you.
Yeah.
Right? So like, bro, like a perfect example are these like celebrity pastors who end up like getting caught.
Yeah,
right? And,
of
like,
course.
sin, right? And it's like all these people who don't even know them, who have never seen them in person and shook their hand, are all of a sudden saying he's not a Christian.
Yeah.
Like they're not saved. And it's like, do you even know them? Like, have you had a conversation with the person? Like, have you walked like with them in a daily life? Right. And it's like, it's like when you when you become famous, all privacy is gone. Like there is no private, like there is no, well, like I'm gonna keep this to myself and mind my own business. Like you have no own business.
Yeah.
Your business is the world's now.
Well, even when you go out in public too, right?
Yes.
If you get like really, really famous and you have to have a bodyguard, right? There's almost like
no more date
almost a
nights.
dehumanizing existence,
Yeah,
because
come on, bro.
you can't just go to the grocery store and shop. Like
Nope.
you can't do things the normal way anymore.
Nope.
And it like I can imagine it being alienating to some degree. I mean, this isn't my life, so I don't know. But I have heard people who are really famous that are just like, yeah, it's weird. Like
That's why I love watching documentaries.
You can't really do anything, right? You can't live life the same.
Everybody always wants a selfie. Everyone always wants to ask you questions. Everyone always wants to, like, it's like, bro, like.
Everybody knows things about you and you don't know them.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I mean, that's even true. That's even true just for little old me with this tiny podcast.
Yeah.
I got people listening to this podcast that know way more about me, and I don't even know their name, right?
Man.
Which is really trippy to think about.
Man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
So let's jump ahead a little bit. So you wrote the book.
Yep.
And we've talked, behind closed doors about the process. And it was a huge undertaking writing a book, right?
Bro.
But you did it. You wrote it. You published it.
Yep.
And the book has been out now for the last few months.
Mm-hmm. Since
And
April 2nd.
so what I'd love to hear now is, how does this book connect with what you're doing with the Hood Library?
Oh, yeah. Like basically like with the Hood Library, which is the slogan, to TW3 books. So like TW3 books is the name of it, but like the Hood Library is the slogan.
Mhm.
And it's very self-explanatory, right? It's like, I want to write books that the hood can relate to and learn from.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I didn't read at all. I didn't read at all. Like I didn't.
That's
read,
surprising because you're such a reader now.
bro,
Like,
all I do is read now. Like if you know me in person, like like I'm always reading.
yeah.
But like, yeah, man. So like, I didn't read until I got to college, right? And like I had to read in college, right? Like in high school, I would just like cliff note things, and like I never read those books, right? But in college, I started reading, and like I started realizing that like reading is like, it's because like growing up, it was like reading is for nerds, right? Like, like reading is boring. Like I don't know what I'm gonna read, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather go outside and go play some basketball, right? But I started reading, and I was like, dang, like this some real deal knowledge. Like this some real deal knowledge, and like I fell in love with like books about like how to be a good husband, how to be a good father, how to follow God, like how to like minister, how to mentor, like I love like reading autobiographies. Like I love Nelson Mandela's biography, like MLK biography. And like, I just fell in love with it. I was just like, dang, like I missed out on so much. I missed out on so much knowledge.
Yeah. And
like,
it's out there, right?
Bro, it's out
there.
Like bro, like
literally you have a public library.
Bro,
Go
literally.
any book that's there for free.
Like knowledge about anything, like finances, running a business, like anything.
And it's like, I'm going to do an episode eventually, probably pretty soon, about reading and about why it's important to read. And I know that sounds silly, right?
But why does it sound silly?
I
like,
think
where
to
in
me,
the world that like this concept that like reading a book is like this like weird thing?
I think a lot of it has to do with our society right now.
Man, come on.
We're a more visual, very quick, short attention span. And
talk about it.
Reading challenges you in so many ways. It challenges not only you to focus on something, but I think reading is, I might get in trouble with my other artist friends here. I think reading is the most engaging art,
man, bro,
overall. Because think about it, bro. Like, you watch a movie and that's 2 hours, right? You watch a show that's 20, 45 minutes.
So good.
You listen to music that's 3 minutes for a song, 40 minutes for an album or whatever, right? You stare at a painting however long you want, right?
Yeah.
But a book, bro,
takes time.
Requires hours. Hours. Sometimes like days. Like in terms of like periods. But it requires, depending on how long the book, you might be reading it for weeks or months. And so you are in something.
Come on, bro.
For a period of time.
Bro.
And you are having to use all these faculties of your mind, of your brain, in order to do it. And your brain has to be challenged to comprehend, to know, right? There is so much that reading requires of you. And I think that's the big reason why a lot of people don't like reading, is it demands too much of us.
Bro, we are a fast-paced society. Like, we love fast food, 2-day delivery, right? Delivery to the house, right? Like, we love
Use your 2-day delivery to get a book.
Come on.
That you'll be in, you get your money's worth. I mean, gosh, books are like $10, $15.
Bro.
And
but they're worth
the value
like
you get out of it,
bro. Worth
the
so much
value
money.
you get out of a book.
Yes,
so
bro.
I'm going to do an episode on that soon. But so that's what your goal is, Hood Library. You want to create books that people in that context can resonate with.
Yes.
And so I can imagine that there's more to come.
Oh yeah.
More books you're going to write.
Yeah, but this is just the first one. Like again, like the Hood Library, like one day I'm going to have a whole catalog, bro.
Yeah.
A whole catalog of all ages children's books. From baby books to what the book is I just dropped, which is a young adult's book, which is like AKA like a teenager book, right? Like ages 12 to 18. It like phrase it. But I want to have books for babies, books for toddlers, books for like elementary students, books for middle schoolers, and then like more books for teenagers. But yeah, man, I got some serious books coming in the pipeline, man, because like reading, like think about reading is like reading forces you to slow down
That's right.
and really think.
That's right.
Right? Like if someone writes a book like the right way, right? While you're reading, you forget you're actually reading the book.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like this is why like a lot of people like would read a book and then like they make a movie about the book and they go see the movie like, but that movie was horrible. Right? It's because like that book, like when you're reading that book, like it's engaging your imagination. It's engaging like, bro, like you're creating this whole world that's not real.
Yeah.
Right? But like you're creating this whole world, well, like with fiction books, like you're creating this whole world.
Yeah.
That you're like in. And you're like physically in it.
Right.
And like that's what this book does, man. And that's what I want all my books to do. Like I want people to read my books and feel like they're watching a movie that doesn't just last 2 hours, but it lasts for days. And they're just like, man, like I feel like I know this guy named Travis.
Wow.
So like I want students like growing up in the hood as they read my books, I want them to see themselves in the characters.
Yeah.
And I want them to really wrestle with some things that's deep down, right? Like, as they read this book that I dropped, right, Who Wants to Be Famous, I want them to wrestle with some things that like, man, like, do I actually want to do what it takes to get there? Or, man, if I got there, like, how would I respond if this and this happened to me?
Right.
Right? I'm going to give y'all a little spoiler. But Travis, like, he has, like, fatherlessness issues growing up, right? And, like, a lot of kids in the hood I have the same thing, right?
Right.
But the way I wrote this book, bro, like you just really like understand the depthness in his heart, bro.
Yeah.
Like the deep things that's going on that like he can't really explain, but it's happening. It's affecting him around him. Like how many kids grow up, right? Like how many of us grow up, right? And it's like there's so much happening around us, and we're just like reacting. That we will never have the time to like sit down and actually process through like, you know, what's actually happening inside of my heart right now. Right. So I just hope that as like as students and like even adults, I read this book, it's like they read it and think back like, dang, like where in my life do I feel that way? And like how can I overcome that like Travis did? So yeah, man, like bro, I want every single book I write, I want it to hit them in the heart.
Yeah.
And just cause them just to slow down just a little bit, and just think a little bit.
Yeah.
Just think a little bit. So yeah, man.
That's what good stories do, right? They inspire us. They force us to slow down and to think about our lives and the kind of story we want to live, right?
Yep.
So one thing I also wanted to ask you about is what's the response been like from the kids? Because you had a book release party, right?
Yeah.
And you had like over 100 people that came. And a lot of those were like high school students, right?
Yep.
So
from the hood.
Yeah. So what's that been like?
Yeah, bro. So, bro, like, like the kids are like loving it, bro. Like, there's students who like don't even read like that and like are reading in a day, like a week.
Wow. It's tough to get
like, flying through it, bro. And like I even had one student told me he was like, bro, like when I read the book, like he was like, I was watching a movie.
Wow.
Watching the movie, like, and then my brother from back home in Jacksonville, like he read up to like I think like chapter 3, and then like one night he started at like 9:00.
Yeah, and
bro, he said like he was up to like 3 a.m.
Wow,
couldn't put it down.
Wow,
couldn't put it down. So bro, like this book is like it's like so vital, bro. Like not only is it like appealing and it's catchy, and it's engaging, but it's deep. Like it forces you to think deep about some things, for sure. And man, like bro, like I know it has something special when I released it, and there was so much difficulty and just things coming at me, bro.
Sure, the whole process to get it out, yeah.
The process was crazy. Like so, like remember, like but the release date was April 2nd, right. So April 1st comes, and I received 50 books.
Oh no!
When I ordered 300,
yeah. Oh my gosh,
bro, I ordered 300 books, and only 50 showed up, bro.
The day before. So
April 2nd, I'm at the event, and like they're telling me like, hey, like more books gonna come in, No more books come in, bro. Wow. So I'm at the event with only, actually not even, bro, 48 books, not 50, 48 books I had. They sold out like that. So then
Before the event was even over, they're gone.
Bro, gone. So I had like more than half of people without a book. So then I was like, okay, y'all, like I should have more books coming in like tomorrow on Monday.
Yeah.
So whenever they come in, I'm gonna get them to y'all ASAP. Monday comes, no books. Tuesday comes, no books. Wednesday comes, no books. Bro, Derek, I didn't get more books until 7 weeks later.
Are you kidding?
7 weeks later. So people had to order books, but like March 30th, like people like pre-order books and all.
Right.
No books came in until 7 weeks later. So it was there when I knew that, like, okay. Like, I got something special here.
Yeah.
And like Satan, he doesn't want this to get out there. Like, he knows that if this book gets out there, it's gonna be serious.
Yeah.
And brother, up until now, Derek, like, brother, I have like over 250 books sold so far, bro.
Wow.
250 books sold so far.
That's incredible.
And
all in person or online sales too?
Mostly in person. Like there's some inline sales, like probably like 20% is online, but like 80% is in person, bro. And a lot of it is students.
Wow.
A lot of it is my target audience. So, but they loving it. They are all for it, bro. And I got more coming.
Bet.
We're coming. Oh, wait, one more thing. And then, bro, like one of the funny things is because, like, again, like this book isn't like, it's not like a typical proper like grammar book, like, but like it's slang, like it's hood language. Yeah. And I remember because I had 4 students kind of like read like my like rough manuscript. Yeah. To kind of like give a review on it. And one of them was like, bro, I can't believe you said the word jit in the book. Yeah. he was like, I was reading it. He was like, I was reading it and it said jit. And I was like, hold on, am I still reading the book?
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, bro, it's the real deal. It's the real deal.
Where can people find you, Thomas?
Yeah, man. So first off, on social media, you follow me on Instagram and Facebook at tw3books.com. Again, Thomas Wilson III. So tw3books on Instagram and Facebook, and then the website is tw3books.com. And you can get the book. Also got merch. I got t-shirts, hoodies.
Yes, you do. We had a history making t-shirts, right?
Yeah, bro.
I love it. It sounds like you're in a season of life very similar to where I'm at, where you're pulling together all these different passions you have.
Yes.
And doing something with it. So I think it's beautiful, man. Yeah. Please check out Thomas's work. Read his book.
You won't regret it.
Yes. Or find someone to give the book to.
Yes.
Find a young person in your life to give that book to.
Yeah.
And Thomas, it's been so good having you on.
Bro, thank you for having me on, bro.
I'm so just amazed at what you're doing in your life and the story that you're living out and the way that you are telling stories to inspire people in theirs.
Come on, man.
So that's where it's at, Thomas.
Thank you, bro.
So thank you guys so much out there for checking out this episode of All Things Narrative. Thank you guys so much once again for tuning in. Thomas, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you all for listening.
This is your friendly narrative practitioner, Derek, signing off, saying thank you so much. And until next time, turn up.
Turn up, baby. Let's go. Woo woo.